Alright, folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I'm your host, Josh, and this is part 20 of our Let's Play of Return of the Obra Dinn. When we last left off, we had finished everything we possibly could in our journal. We have, I believe, fully identified every single person on the ship. And we have nearly got everybody's fate, except for the one bit that we don't know in the bargain chapter, which I think we're just about to find out as we leave the ship. But before I do that, I just want to real quick, let's just go over what we know, just to really get a good idea of what the story is here, and now that we know everything. So, we start off, we're on this trip here. We're going from the UK up here to the bottom of Africa here, but things obviously go awry around the middle here by the Canary Islands. So at the beginning bit, just a couple of accidents, right? We have some people who accidentally crushed by cargo. We have also somebody who was a stowaway who accidentally died during that accident. Then way later down the trip here, we have some people that get sick and succumb to some illnesses there. And that's pretty much it there. Then somehow, a treasure is found, right? In some point during this bit, either a treasure has already been there, or it's found on the ship. And in order to hide this treasure, Edward Nichols, the second mate, who seems to be the main person, he may be the only person who knows about it, or otherwise he's like in charge of it. He kills Nunzio Pasquale for basically trying to figure out what's going on here. And then Hoxton Lau here is blamed for that killing when he was completely innocent and is publicly executed. This is the bit that I don't fully yet... Well, I guess I kind of understand. So Edward Nichols at this point, for whatever reason, decides we're going to take this treasure. Like, Nichols, his steward, and a bunch of the, like, lower, like, seamen and maybe a couple of top men... they're like, we're gonna get out of here with this treasure. We're gonna make our own way. We're gonna get off rich, I assume is what their motivation is. And so as part of that escape here, they ended up shooting Timothy Boumet here. Then, as they're trying to escape, they are attacked by what at this point seems to be like mermaid creatures that have weird magical shell things. At least one of them does in their hair. And that magical shell thing seems to be related to the treasure that they have in their ship. So these mermaid things attack people, and then Ipingsia, the Formosians seem to have some idea of what's going on here. So they're trying to save themselves. He touches the treasure, but ends up burning himself to death while they're being attacked here. It does seem to stop the beast for the moment, though, as then Edward Nichols basically is able to... Edward Nichols was shot by a gun. Oh, does he make it out then? Oh, that's right. Yes, he does make it out. He comes back with the two ships here, and he's like, "Hey, listen, it's all good. I got treasure. We can make this work." But he gets shot by Chiotan, probably for taking the Formosians captive, and then they're obviously all dead, so that doesn't look great for him. During this same time, these two people get drowned by the beast. Okay, so then at that point, they start trying to bring, because the boats have brought back with them some of the like corpses of the beast, or otherwise just the bodies of them. I don't know why he put the bodies in the boat. I still don't really understand that. But these things then wake back up and start attacking people again. They start to have a bit more of like a spidery form though as this goes on. And again, they start trying to like drag it down, like they're gonna like keep them in the lazarette or whatever, as I think the plan, but they get kind of attacked as they're trying to do that. Falling cargo kills someone else, and then we have here Philip Dahl seemingly going crazy and murdering John Naples here for seemingly no reason, and he's then put into the lazarette. We're probably going to find out more about his fate in a second here. And then we get another attack here as storm's brewing up. We get our one friend electrocuted. Then the other one is... so I guess maybe these spider creatures are slightly different because they come on the ship at this time. So maybe that's slightly different than the weird mermaid-esque creatures. But we basically get another big attack here. These things start going down to the bottom of the deck. They're just killing everyone left and right. They eventually do manage to kill those beasts, but it comes at a heavy cost here, as a lot of people are killed. Some of them accidentally being shot by their own crewmates here. But a lot of people get done there. Then, we have a... Let's see. Seaman was clubbed by Nathan Peters. I'm pretty sure this is... Yes, okay. So some people are trying to now, again, leave the ship. I think this part is okay with the captain. Like, he's like, yeah, these people can go. This guy's not happy about it. And so clubs Nathan Peters. Then we get our new attack, this time from the Kraken. The Kraken starts attacking the ship. They start to try to fight back by shooting cannons, but the thing is just messing everybody up all over the place. Lots of people dying as they're trying to fight back against the Kraken, different people being torn apart or crushed, and even the people who tried to escape it, every single one of them was either killed by falling overboard the ship or from the beast itself. Then, something happens. We don't know what this is yet. Something happens. And then, we have our friend here, who the bosun, who was torn apart by the beast, just fully dying from that attack. We get, let's see, killed by a sword by the... So this is the bit when, last one, move quick. Oh, you'll take the last boat. Ball lookout style. Okay, so we get one more trying to escape ship here. And these are the people who eventually do. The women and some other people, the two women passengers, David James, fourth mate Stewart, and Henry Evans, the surgeon, all do manage to make it out. But there's a lot of discontent about all of this, which basically starts this this insurrection against the captain, this mutiny. And so this leads to more people getting shot. As this mutiny is discovered, different people forming different sides, some people getting killed depending on which side they end up on, and then this ultimately leads to the couple of people left from this mutiny attacking the captain, but the captain just whips them all, but at the end, he's like, well, I'm the last person here, I miss my wife who's dead, I'm done, and he shoots himself. So that's our story as we know it now. Let's find out what that missing bit is in between the Kraken attack and the full mutiny. Which means, let's head down the ladder here and join our just insanely patient ferryman here. You have been waiting many hours, my friend, and I do appreciate that.
Go. Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back.
Well, I don't know what that clicking noise was, but okay. Do I hit the suitcase? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what this clicking means. Can I go over here? I'm trying not to click on the ladder, but I'm clicking other places. What is going on here? Feels like I'm supposed to hit the suitcase or him. Oh, okay. I just do this. I see. Just zoom in. Okay.
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna be good. Again, I appreciate your incredible patience here. You really made up for the fact that you didn't bother to actually lift my things up to the ship like I asked you to. Also, thank you for not asking any questions about my magical pocket watch. It's for the best that no questions be asked about that. 1 week later. Okay. East India Company, how'd we do? For the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea, true. Prepared by the company office investigation. Okay, so the ship was damaged in Squall Atlantic, sunk the storm. Payment of 20,000 euros, it's not bad. All the cargo was lost. That makes sense for both the company and the crown. Captain Robert Whitwell, as we said, suicide. So we go through every single person's fate here. So his estate's forfeited to the crown. That's interesting. 25 euros. 100 euros for Edward Nichols. Why is that so much more than first mate here? Okay. So this is the one that we don't know because of, that's the bit that happens in the bargain here. As I said, we know most of this because we just went through all of it. Let's, no claim made against Abigail. That's nice. Or, Nunzio Pasqua. No claim made for being clawed by the passenger. Alright. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duties, a state awarded outstanding wages and reward, 45 years. Good for you, Wei Li. You deserved it. Meanwhile, Li Hong, criminal findings, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo. The state fine, 50 euros. Let's see here. Maba, exceptional performance of duties. So basically, if they died from the beast, it's like, yeah, you did great. If you died during the mutiny, not great. if you left the ship to try to get the treasure, not great. Yeah, I'm not sure if some of these exceptional performance of duties is necessarily earned. They just sort of died tragically. Not necessarily meaning that they did great. Alright, preliminary draft of this assessment has been approved by the Royal Trade Guarantor. 29,260 euros is our total claimed. On behalf of the Honorable East India Company, I certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. Go ahead and sign that. I wish I could have done the signature. I know, I get that we're an actual character here, but it would have been fun. The pocket watch remains in your possession. That's our... Shh, don't tell East India. The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans, in Morocco, as requested. Oh, so the surgeon. I didn't put that together before. Interesting. Okay. So presumably he's going to write back to us now about the events of the bargain. 1 year later. Yes. I can't turn around fully. Sorry, I can't come to the door right now. It's a stormy night. Are we Martha?
Can you believe it? A package at this hour?
Who could believe it?
Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside.
Best go back to the ship to open it.
I'll be turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need more.
No, I'll definitely take some. It's really tearing away at that thing. Chief Inspector, I write to you with unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you, along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Regards, Jane Byrne. Alright, well, Jane, you know, I thought we could be maybe, like, good buddies. I got to know a decent amount about you. Alright, so the journal's there. What is this? Is that a hand? This is a monkey's paw? What is this? Oh. Oh, and this is our means to solve the rest, I see. Alright, let's take our book back. This tale belongs to you now. Please finish it. Henry Evans. Yeah, that's interesting. I never... Okay. just rereading this now. Yeah, okay. So that's interesting that Henry Evans was the person here, and I never made that connection. I just had thought that this was somebody from the East India Company. And it's also interesting, because this seems to suggest that the pocket watch itself was given to us by Henry Evans. Meaning maybe this was something else mystical and magical that was used here. Alright, well, we got that. Let's take a look at, there's nothing else, right? Yeah. Let's take a look at what happened here, shall we? It's been 1 year since I've taken this journey.
Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door. Gone. Yeah. There's no time. We need to go. Right.
Here you go.
What are you up to?
Nothing, Bruce.
Okay. The monkey? It's what, that's Henry, that's Henry's monkey. Okay, so this is third mate, who we see all the time. I don't know what he's doing in here. That's Henriette. Why are you shooting your own monkey, man? And what exactly is going on here? No! I have so many questions! That poor... I don't care what happened here. That poor monkey did not deserve it. He seemed so fun. This is the true tragedy of everything that happened on this ship. Is this literally a monkey's paw story? Monkey paw? A friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. What? There you are. Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door? Gone. Damn. There's no time. We need to go. Right. In you go. What are you up to? Nothing good. Okay, so... They don't have the key to this anymore, which is the lazarette. That's where we are right now, right? Yes. The key to this door has been locked. We can see that there's some spikes here, so something... One of the monsters there was attacking. I think this is where the treasure was. We have you here, Philip Dahl. This thing is open while these two are closed. I don't know if that's significant of anything. And then we have our third mate here who looks as though he's been spiked. Alright, let's, who's talking to Henry? First mate steward Paul Moss. Okay. And who's our first mate again? William Hoskett. Right. One of the leaders of the mutiny later. Okay. Alright, well. Jesus. Did he do this on purpose as a way to give us a way to do this later? I don't know. Alright, let's keep going. There's clearly more to be found here. You're our next one, third mate? Let's find out what happened to you. It's been so long since we've done this. At least it feels that way.
A third shell. Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift it. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it. Hoist it out. To the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy. In return, the ship
Okay. Interesting. So we have Paul Moss carrying one of the mermaid creatures with the shell, along with fourth mate Stewart. Philip Dahl's already dead at this point, it seems. So yeah, so they had opened this up. So this is... They were keeping them, like, in water, I think? And according to what they said, they had tossed out 2 of the shells. Which, I'm certain that that's what we were seeing there out in the ocean. That little sparkly bit. Not entirely clear what happened to you, though. Catch it and toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop. Wait, we're to set you free. Give it the shell. Do it. Hoist it out to the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy. And return the ship the Obra Dinn see at home. Okay. So then, I guess I would say that you were spiked by a beast. I mean, there's pretty clearly the spikes in you. So as they're bringing it out, it was, like, struggling. But then when they gave it the shell, that calmed it down. Which, again, gives a real, like, it's just after protecting this treasure kind of vibe. Let's see what else we got. Okay, another one of the creatures, then. Interesting. So, yeah, there were 3 total.
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken, or I will kill you all!
Interesting. This Captain? Yep. Interesting. So Philip Dahl has a shell here at this point, which is interesting in and of itself. Nobody else here right now. Captain... Is that with a sword? Or is that a spear? It's a bit long to be a sword. Looks like he's spearing them. So he believes them to be summoning the Kraken. And so he's saying he's going to kill them in order to stop the Kraken. What's interesting here, and the part they don't quite understand then, is what happens in between this and the next bit, right? What stops him from killing all of them? And instead making... I mean, he's not making the choice, but having someone else make the choice to instead, like, let them go with the shell. Okay, so captured beast fought against its jailer and was speared for the trouble. Okay, so we don't have to figure that one out. Okay, it's not you then apparently. Okay, it's our first creature, first of the mermaid monsters.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
Okay, this time he's gonna shoot him. I mean, clearly it didn't work, right? So maybe it was after killing the first 2, he tried to see if that had any effect? And then when it didn't, they decided to try a different tactic? It just seems weird to me that he wouldn't kill all 3. Maybe somebody tried to stop him? No one else here again during this part. Unholy creature's defiant shrieks were greeted with a fatal bullet. Alright, well, we got one part left then to see. I suppose that would be Philip Dahl, huh? Dude who went crazy and killed a guy. According to the crewmates, at least.
What's this?
quicksilver. Ah, 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 ah.
Did he?
Herre Gud.
So he chose to touch that treasure. Is this ultimately what unleashed something again here? So, I mean, he's locked up here. And my big question, too, is did he always have the shell? Or was the shell in here and did he take it? Either way, it clearly burns him in the same way that it did the Formosian when he touched it. I mean, a lot of this is just giving me more questions than answers. Okay, you were burned. Got an achievement called Obra done. That's pretty good. Alright, let's lock it in. Final 2. I'm sorry. What? I was gonna say, did something new unlock? This is the ability to leave here. So, I mean, so to the best of our understanding then, because yeah, this happens after the Kraken attack. So the last thing that had happened officially here then is Abigail getting killed, which may have really driven him crazy. Meanwhile, Philip's locked up in here. He touches the treasure, which burns him to death. Captain starts trying to kill the mermaid monsters in order to get the Kraken called off. For some reason, that doesn't work, or he's convinced that it won't work, or somebody else stops him, and then instead, the third mate has them take the shell off the ship. They basically get rid of all of it in order to call it off, and that does pretty much work. And again, the only reason I can think of that he would kill his monkey friend here is just to give us the ability to come to this place later with our magical powers. Which is a weird thing to say, but seems like it may be the case. Unless I really am missing some weird, like, metaphor thing or some weird magical thing with the monkey. I don't think it's a real monkey's paw situation. But yeah, again, some of that brings just more questions to the fore than it does answers. Well, that was a good read. The end. Alright. Well, round of applause here to Lucas Pope and his dad. Yeah, I imagine that would be hard to make sure to get all that language stuff right. Well, that was quite a ride. I did enjoy that. I mean, how difficult that must be to create this kind of self-contained puzzle that has all of these moving parts and people and have it all flow together in a way that is open-ended, but in a way that is eminently solvable, right? Most people could figure this out, and especially with some of the tricks that, like, we would use, that I assume most people would use, of like, hey, I'm not sure about this third one, but we could kind of guess because we know that that by using 3, we can get something confirmed. Good job on a lot of these voices too. It sounded very very authentic performance for its time for these voices. Got a lot of different good characters in here. Yeah, I think I generally very much appreciate the difficulty of it too. Nothing ever felt really impossible. Like, the closest I would say something felt too impossible was, like, seeing who that one person was who shot the steward. But even then, we were able to use our guesswork. And even then, looking back on that, that person that it ended up being was actually, I think at the time, one of the two people I was considering. So, it's certainly possible. But yeah, I mean... And yeah, the story itself... I still don't feel like I have like a 100% grasp on what happened. Like, I'm still trying to grasp on... The mermaid creatures must have been different from the spider creatures then. So the mermaid creatures are the original monsters. They attack the people out on the rafts trying to escape. They all kind of get taken care of there, but they're not killed there. They're brought onto the rafts, like, unconscious, it seems like, and then brought down the ship to the lazarette where they're kept trapped there for whatever purpose. Again, I don't really understand why they're doing that. I don't understand where the treasure came from initially. Is the treasure just the shells? Is it that chest thing? Because it's the like, chest thing that burns them when they touch it. But the shells are also clearly the thing that the monsters seem to be after. Or that's the thing that ultimately they give to the monsters, right? At the end of the bargain there. So, they then call forth the spider monsters that attack. And then when that doesn't work, then they call in the Kraken. That seems to be what the chronology of the monster attacks are. So, yeah, so they are all different. But it all comes back to the taking of the treasure, really, which we never see, which is interesting. It's an interesting thing to leave out of the story, is that we don't ever actually see the treasure, unless I just missed something. But that's at least what I've seen. All right, well, folks, thank you once again for joining me on this ride. I hope you had fun like I did. Feel free to have guessed along as we went. To prove yourself smarter than I. I'm sure there are plenty of times throughout when you're like, pretty sure it's this. How could you not notice this obvious clue? But, you know, we all have different strengths and notice different things. But thank you once again for joining me on this journey. It was a blast. So then, folks, until next time, until our next adventure, this has been Downstage Gaming. I have been your host, Josh, and I will catch you all next time.